Hi, dear friends. I'm sitting here with my dear friend Rose, and she's working for the Community Health African Trust, and she's happy to share and willing to share what you're doing. I'm so impressed by what you're doing, and I want you all to know what's happening here. And first of all, you see her sitting here with a big blanket.
It's cold.
So this is something I did not expect to be cold in Africa. So what is happening?
I think it's climate change.
It's climate change.
Whether it's climate change or it's whatever it is, but it's quite different from what we expect to be at this month and this part of the year. And nevertheless, we are surviving.
Yes.
Yeah, it's better cold than hot.
Too hot.
Yeah, too hot.
Yeah.
So
And there's even some rain today, so I guess that's also good.
yeah, and the environment is green and it's lovely. It's lovely despite the shivering and all that.
Yeah.
So my name's Rose Kemanzi. I work for Communities Health Africa Trust, which is a community-based organization in Kenya. I come from Kenya, and we target the vulnerable in hard-to-reach areas where people are desperate in access to any opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
And our major focus in our organization is to reach populations with access for family planning.
Mm-hmm.
As we've realized, all the other factors are right, all the other needs are there, but we've come to discover that the root cause of poverty, desperation, sort of all sorts kind of unwell-being of humanity is because of large families in comparison to the resources that and household would manage.
Mm-hmm.
There is a lot of suffering for women. There is health hazards related to childbearing on yearly basis, or so to say. And what I mean by this is that women, men, and the entire population requires family planning intervention so that they can meet the needs of their well-being.
So what I heard you say, or what you're focusing on, is to put in relation the number of children with the resources families are having, and you support them to do family planning.
Exactly.
And to make conscious choice.
Yes.
About how many children they would like to have.
Yes, how many children you would like to have, and in that you have to be consciously connected that what resources do I have? Because the resources are depleting now and then. They are not increasing. And for example, say it's a land as a resource, and we inherit lands from our forefathers. And if a family has got 8 children, and the acreage of the land is not increasing, it has to be subdivided 8 times.
Okay, so every generation has less.
Every generation has less and less and less. And then it is, if we don't embrace family planning in all our aspects, in all our planning, in all our thoughts, then it means we will reach a point where we are now scrambling for where to stand. And in this way, we are not talking about population reduction. Many people would not differentiate between family planning and population reduction. We really don't focus on population reduction. We are saying, can you manage your family? Can you space your childbearing so that you can give the woman the right time to regain within her body
the strength and the energy.
Yes, the strength and the energy, so that one, she can be in a position to provide for her family, and 2, she can gain strength for another pregnancy. And now in that, together with the entire family, you think, if we have 3 children, how much will it cost us to take these 3 kids to school, as opposed to when we have hate, the health issue, the health-related issues
Right.
that will come in, the malnutrition, the suffer. I mean, the food.
So really to think about the future, what does
Yeah,
it mean to
the
have
futuristic
children?
thinking of how will be the well-being of my family
Right.
if I have this number of children, and how will it impact the entire community?
Yeah. And how do you reach these women and family? Because you said you're focused on families that are hard to reach, and you can't use social media or
Wow.
newspapers. So how
Yeah,
do you get there?
What we do is we have strategies that are accepted by the culture and the traditions we live with. We start by identifying a community-owned resource person within the community who lives with the community.
So you find one person in a village or community, and you
Yes.
inform and train that person.
Yes, that person is identified by their own community. We don't identify.
Okay.
The community sits down. We have a criteria that we want someone who is acceptable by the community, who can keep the confidence of the community, who the community trusts within themselves, that they can confine their issues within that person. Then together with the government, we work very closely with the government. As you know that the government is the one that takes care of every humanity, and we don't want to look like we are parallel from the norms and the policies. So, and because now with the family planning, we have to link it with health facilities. That is the healthcare facilities.
Healthcare facilities.
Yes,
Yeah.
within the localities.
Okay.
So we get a healthcare worker from that particular village, and the administration, that is the chiefs. We have like the chiefs and the leaders of the community, and then they hold like a baraza. A baraza is a congregation of the community people within a village. Then they come up with some people who would want to be like community-owned resource persons, and they vet them. They prioritize them.
Okay, so they give you okay.
Yes, then they come and assess you and say,
Right.
Iris, you come from this village, yes, but you are a girl, you might be married just next day, or you might go to Nairobi. Nairobi is our capital city, to look for new opportunities.
Right.
So how is the sustainability?
So they want to make sure that the people they're choosing, they stay
Yes,
for a
they
longer
stay
time.
from there. So
Right.
we end up getting someone maybe who has a business, a small business within the village, and he is economically settled to stay in that locality. So we are sure that we don't have a lot of turnovers in a very short period. Then.
And would you be willing to share, I don't know if you want to, but I think it was you sharing, church is very strong in Kenya.
Oh, yes.
And then family planning and church often does not go well together. So how do you deal with that issue?
Yeah, as I was sharing with you casually the other day, the Catholic Church, particularly those who are against modern contraception as a method of family planning, they are very much embracing it, in the sense that, like, we went to one of the parishes in northern Kenya, it's called Sererit, and the priest there told us, now you've come the right time. I have so many children coming to look for food from the parish, because their parents cannot feed them, they cannot afford to give them even clothing or anything. So please, because just for the sake of respecting the norms of the church, would you set your camp at the water point, and then I will send the women to come to the water point, and please make sure you give them the right services. That is the contraception, so that they can space the children, they can regain their energy, and I can also have peace. Because when I see these children who are hopeless coming every morning in the parish.
Yeah.
It affects me,
Right,
and
so-
my hands are tied. I want to feed them, I want to do everything to them, but the resources are not there.
Right, so
and
this-
this contraception is their solution to these problems.
Right, so he sees the need and the value, and he supported you
He
in a
supports
kind of
it
indirect
yeah,
way.
indirectly. He just
Right.
dives in and then comes out at the end of the pool, so
Right.
that the problems are offloaded. And I'm seeing this as a very strong support
Yeah.
from the church.
Yeah.
From the church
Yeah.
and the Catholic Church.
Okay.
I really feel we are getting somewhere, because that is about empowerment. Yeah.
And yes, I want to go with that empowerment, because I'm guessing this is really tiring and taking a lot of energy and a lot of courage. So where do you get the energy? What keeps you going?
What keeps, particularly, I'll talk about Rose and that my team. What keeps me going on this is once I see that woman is changed,
Right.
the
So you
the
see
positive
success.
change, the success, the achievement, and seeing the smile on the
Right.
women's and men's and the population's face after, like, I can give an example of Kisima, one of the villages in northern Kenya, in Marala, in Samburu, Samburu County. When I meet with those women in the market, they have time to take their bracelets in the market. They have time to go and think of themselves and how they can uplift their economic status, because they've spaced their children. They've already come to an agreement with their husbands or their sex partners, and now they can plan together.
Right.
And they've accepted
Right.
this is the move.
Right.
And one of the story I would like to share with you is we went out for an outreach in Sangomai, in one of the villages in Laikipia North, and we had a sensitization. A sensitization, we have to go and sit down the communities. We talk to them through the community-owned resource persons of their own. This community-owned resource person we talked about is the one who mobilizes the communities and goes and door to door.
Right.
To start with, the mobilization starts with door to door. They come to your household, sit down with you,
Wow.
go through it one-on-one,
Okay.
one-on-one, until you internalize it and make an informed decision at that small group level, at the household level.
Wow.
Then after that, then you can use the congregation, like a gathering, to pass the information. When you know very well, these households are visited, they've already started thinking about
think,
it and
to
internalize
understand
it and to
and
understand
think about it.
and think about it and see the need.
Yeah.
What we are trying to show is, can you identify the need within yourself for accessing contraception?
Yeah.
And once we gain once we win in letting you think of it, internalize it, and see the importance and the solution it is going to bring to your household, it becomes like a pond
Yeah.
where
Wow.
you just drop a stone and it is
And it spreads.
and then the household will go and preach it to the other
the next
household.
one. Yeah.
You will go and say it to your friend, and once you access the family planning contraception of your choice, you will still share with your peers that
Yeah.
I had mine,
Yes.
and this is what is
And it
happening.
changed
It
lives.
changed my life. I can now, even the body, physical.
Yes, it's physical, it's health, it's about having enough food, but also having a chance to have some economic sustainability, because now I have some time to.
Yes,
do
and it
some
also
work.
reduces the gender-based violence
Yeah.
within the
Yeah.
household.
Yes.
And it also empowers these women to have time to engage in income generating activity, however small it is, to have your own income where you can support the family. And the man is seeing this as a plus, is seeing this as an advantage to the family, other than a disadvantage.
So you have the men on board.
Yes, the men on board. The men are the men and the boys and the girls. And our major target now is the young girls and boys, so that we can change the
start
generation.
from the beginning.
We start from the
before
beginning.
they have their first child,
Yes.
even. Yes. Wow, Rose, this is so impressive. I think it's so important what you're doing, and yeah, it's even hard to have words just imagining what it takes to do all this.
Yeah.
And how does NVC come into that? We're here on an NVC training, so how can that?
Wow. The NVC has changed me. For the 4 days we've been together with NVC messaging and how it is changing me from within, I feel now I will go out there and get my community to start thinking of how to connect with one another. And this is going to reduce much of the domestic violence. NVC is a tool to reduce domestic violence because it instills the connection between the two. And if two people are connected, the possibility of having any conflict is reduced. And where there is no conflict, there is no violence. And it is about identifying my needs, my feelings, and coming out with a strategy that can address my needs. And I think in the next step we are going to look at how to address the other person's need without, honesty with care, without
ignoring my own need.
Ignoring the other person's need. And once that one is met, then we will have a very peaceful and harmony within the communities. And now men will stop looking at women as tools. They will embrace them as human beings because everyone would long for sense of belonging, the well-being. The feelings, my feelings and your feelings are quite important for us to thrive.
Yes. Wow, so it's a huge discovery, and we see and that you can really bring it to your people, that you're already reaching and have even more to give now.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel it is an eye-opener to me. It is an eye-opener to start observing, why is this person behaving like this? Why is this person talking like this? What does this person require? Do I need to support this person? Do I need to understand this person? What are the feelings? And we walked the journey together until I make a request to the person. What can I do? Or what can we do together to make sure we have a connection? And this has changed my approaches and strategies in handling things. I used to think and assume that this person is doing this because she doesn't respect me, doesn't like me, but that is the thought, my thought and my assumption. And I used to be judgmental and try to demand other than to request. I used to think other than to feel. So I am a changed person so far, and I would like this. I will take it back. Definitely I will take it back. And my dream is to become an NVC trainer.
Yes.
This is my dream. Even if it takes 5 years, I will move the journey. Because it is very fulfilling, very compelling, and very useful to me and to my community.
So sounds just these 4 days already have been very life-changing.
And I'm talking from the depth of me. Of me. I can feel peace in me. If my feelings, I understand them, and I start looking for the need I want to fulfill within myself, and I have my own strategies to do that. It is very peaceful. It just makes my hands like this. I feel, yes.
Wow. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you, Iris.
sharing, Rose.
Thank you, Iris. And I have so much to share.
Yes.
I think I would have
Think
quite more time and we can talk.
Yes.
And maybe my request when you go back home, if any of your peers or your colleagues or your friends or your community would like to hear more,
Yes.
I am ready to have a Zoom call or whatever,
Yes.
and then we can discuss.
Right.
Again, we have in our organization, we have volunteer opportunities within our organization.
Okay.
So if any of your people would like to come
Yeah.
and be with us, experience with us, see it by themselves, work with us, then it will give you a more open and diverse
Yes,
and
totally.
open manner. So I will be sharing all the contacts with you.
Yes, I'm very
before-
grateful that you're naming that option. So for you, if you're interested in volunteering in Kenya, that's a big option. We will add your contacts to the video so people who see it can reach out to you.
Okay,
We'll
yes.
do that later.
Yeah. I will give you my contacts and also the website for the organization
Yes.
that you can see what we are doing there. And then if you want to come, please contact us. We look at the possibilities, then we give you all the procedures. Come, be with us. We've hosted so many volunteers from the West, the doctors, non-medical team, and your life will never be the same
Yes.
again. You will see the reality on the ground.
Yeah.
We are quite in the grassroots. We are just there with the people, and we identify with the people, and we reach the people.
Yeah.
Because we take 30 days out in the field, and we sleep out, we camp out. We don't go and
Really with the people.
we really camp within the people. So in this case, we are identifying with the people, we understand them, they are comfortable and they are relaxed. They are not seeing us as an outsider. They are seeing chat as a tool to reach them with health and environmental conservation messages. So, thank you.
Thank you
Thank
so
you so
much.
much.
So this was Rose from the Community Health African Fund in Kenya. Did I say it right this time?
Communities Ost Afrika Trust,
Our trust.
based in Kenya. We are a community-based organization.
Right.
We live and stay with the people.
Right.
We love people. And our main thing is access to contraception, having opportunities for everyone to access contraception for their well-being and their mental sustainability, and for reducing gender-based violence as a tool,
Right.
among others.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.